In a world that worships success, failure makes you invisible. They don't see the struggle, the sleepless nights, the silent battles fought behind closed doors. They only see the results, or in my case, the lack of them, so they laugh. They point, because they have no idea how hard you're fighting just to keep going, just to breathe. I was Ethan, stuck on the steps of a life that felt like it had already passed me by, holding an eviction notice in one hand and the shattered pieces of my dreams in the other. Old friends, now slick and successful, would walk by. They'd see me and ask, "Still here? What happened to all those big plans?" Their smirks were sharper than any blade. And all I could do was force a smile, a mask to hide the gaping wound inside. It's a lonely place, the bottom. A place where the echoes of past failures are the only company you have. The city lights flickered, distant and cold, just like the future I saw for myself. I was tired. Not just physically, but soul tired. Tired of being the cautionary tale, the guy everyone remembered as the one who didn't make it. Back in my dimly lit apartment, the weight of it all was crushing. I looked at a photo of my family, their hopeful smiles feeling like an accusation. I whispered to the empty room, to myself, "I'm tired of being the loser everyone remembers." It was a confession and a prayer, all at once. That night, scrolling aimlessly through my phone, a video caught my eye. The words flashed on the screen. Your life changes when your mindset does. Simple, maybe even a cliché. But in that moment, in that darkness, it was a lifeline. I watched in silence as the speaker talked about taking control, about rewriting your own story. And then something shifted. A tiny, faint spark in the deepest part of my soul. It wasn't a roaring fire, not yet. But it was enough. Every great transformation begins with a single decision. You're done living the same story. You're done being the victim. That was my moment. The decision was easy. The execution was brutal. Change isn't some magical overnight event. It's built in the trenches. My new life started at 5 a.m. with my lungs burning as I ran through the quiet park, the city still asleep. It was built during the day, delivering food, making coffee for strangers, swallowing my pride with every order. My evenings were spent staring at a screen learning. Coding, marketing, business strategies, anything that could give me an edge. I practiced speaking in front of a mirror, forcing confidence into my voice until it started to feel real. I devoured books on self-development, rebuilding my mind one page at a time. Rejection became my constant companion. Job interviews that ended with a polite, "We'll let you know." Doors slammed shut. Emails left unanswered. It hurt. Every no felt like a confirmation of my old identity, the failure they all saw. But that spark inside me refused to die. So I kept showing up, I kept running, I kept studying. I learned that this journey wasn't about proving them wrong. It was about proving to myself that I was right all along, right, to believe in a version of me that didn't exist yet. The process is a lonely one. It's early mornings and silent nights. It's every no that you refuse to let break you. It's the quiet, relentless work you do when no one is watching. That's where the real victory is won. 2 years. That's how long it took. 2 years of grinding, learning, and falling, but always getting back up. The setting was no longer a rundown apartment in LA, but a sleek, modern tech building in the heart of New York City. I stood before a room of investors, my voice steady, my presentation sharp. The idea I had nurtured in late-night study sessions was now a full-fledged project. When I finished, there was a moment of absolute silence. The kind of silence that can make or break you. And then the room erupted in applause. A man approached me afterward, a familiar face I couldn't quite place at first. It was Mr. Gray, an employer who had rejected me for a junior position 2 years ago. He looked at me with a mix of surprise and respect. "I remember you," he said. "You've come a long way, Ethan." I smiled, a real smile this time, one that reached my eyes. "Yeah," I replied. I stopped waiting for life to change. And I started changing myself. In that moment, under the warm, golden lights of the conference room, I wasn't the guy from the steps anymore. I was the architect of my own comeback. Now, I stand on a rooftop, overlooking the city that once felt so intimidating. The sun is setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold. The wind feels like a celebration. Once they laughed at me. Now they might look up. But their opinion was never the point. The real lesson is this: when you change your mind, you change your reality. When you decide to rise again, with purpose, and with fire, no one can ever drag you back down to the person you used to be. The power was never in their hands. It was always in yours. It was always in mine. Everything begins in the mind. Remember, you are not defined by your past. You are not your mistakes or your failures. You are the choices you make from this moment forward. You are the author of your own story. So pick up the pen and start writing. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build your best life. We'll see you in the next one.